Grants for Arts Projects, also known as GAP, is the largest grant-making program at the National Endowment for the Arts. In this video, we will go over GAP eligibility and application limits. For full information, please review the GAP Grant Program Guidelines and Application Instruction PDFs found on the Grants for Arts Projects webpage. We'll start with an overview of applicant eligibility. GAP does not accept applications from individuals, fiscal sponsors, or commercial or for-profit enterprises. To be eligible to apply, an organization must be based in the United States and be a 501c3 nonprofit, a unit of state or local government, or a federally recognized tribe or tribal community at the time you submit the application. Additionally, at the time of application, organizations must meet the NEA's legal requirements and have an active system for award management registration with a unique entity identifier. We also require that an applicant organization have had an annual operating budget of $20,000 or more in its most recently completed fiscal year. Applicants must have completed 5 years of arts programming prior to the application deadline. Please note that nonprofit applicants do not have to have been a 501c3 for all of the 5-year period, but you must have 501c3 status at the time you submit an application. We will ask you to provide details in your application to confirm that your organization has completed the 5 years of arts programming. You'll be asked to identify one programming example per year for 5 recent years. Include the month and year of the activity. You may include activities that occurred in person or virtually. Where possible, choose programming examples that relate to the proposed project to help panelists understand your organization's ability to carry out the project. If we are unable to confirm that your organization has completed 5 years of arts programming prior to the application deadline, we may mark your application as ineligible. Organizations applying for local arts agencies' subgranting projects have additional eligibility requirements which can be found in the local arts agency's application instructions. In addition to the basic eligibility guidelines, there are some situations in which an application may be determined to be ineligible. For example, applications that are late or missing required components, applications entirely or largely focused on activities outlined in the unallowable activities or costs section of the GAP program guidelines, and applications for projects that occur prior to the first allowable project start date for the grant opportunity. Moving on, let's discuss application limits. An organization may apply to GAP only once per calendar year. The one exception to this rule is for organizations submitting an additional application on behalf of an independent component, which is known as an IC. An IC is a unit of a larger organization known as the parent organization that operates independently. To qualify as an IC, the unit must have its own unique mission, advisory board, budget, and staff, all of which are dedicated primarily to the IC and not the parent organization. The IC must also have completed at least 5 years of arts programming prior to the deadline. An IC cannot use the parent organization's programming history to establish eligibility. All ICs must be approved by the NEA, so if you are applying on behalf of an IC for the first time, reach out to our staff before the application deadline to start the IC approval process. The NEA has other funding opportunities available, but application limits may apply. An organization is allowed to submit applications to both GAP and our Research Awards program in the same calendar year. If you are submitting more than one application, be sure that your applications and any previous NEA grants do not overlap in terms of costs or activities. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, please reach out to NEA staff at apply@arts.gov.